What if you could use your cell phone to grow your YouTube channel? You're not at your desk. Your parents have dragged you to the grocery store and you're sitting outside waiting for them to finish up. And you're like, I got to check on my latest video, or I got to get home and record. We're going to show you how you can do that from your phone. How is everybody today? Welcome back to yet another vidIQ live stream where we're going to take you through our vidIQ mobile app. We're doing the full tour. I'm joined by Rob. How are you?
I hope my parents are dragging me to the grocery store and I'm managing my YouTube channel in a mobile phone.
It was more of a personal...
Well done, and I thought, who are you talking to here? Who's the audience?
It's more of a personal story, and also for very young creators.
True.
Stuck getting dragged out because they can't. Oh, you're too young to stay home alone. So now you got to sit in front of Target while we do our grocery shopping. I don't know why you're not allowed in the Target either.
Target is also a North American store. Actually, they don't have any more in Canada. They went out of business in Canada.
Oh wow,
so,
I didn't know that.
So this is exclusively if you go shopping with your parents still, and you're going to Target specifically. Now you can grow your channel on a mobile phone on the go. Sorry, Dan, I'm tearing into your intro here.
No, it's perfect because it's all about being part of a niche, right? You have to be young. You have to be stuck in front of a Target. You have to have a phone, and you have to be interested in YouTube. You know, it's a lot of things, but we're all about the niche here. No, but for serious, thank you for being here. What we're going to be doing today is giving you the full rundown of vidIQ, the mobile app, but we also have a desktop app that you ought to have downloaded by now if you haven't already. Rob, why don't we take people through that?
Yes, let's welcome people into this live stream.
Let's do that too.
We want to know, just like, are you brand new to vidIQ? Like, is this your first exposure to us as a channel, helping you grow your channel? And so we want to know, like, if you are new, like, give us a hashtag new in the chat, and we'll shout some of you out as we do that. If you are brand new, then what you might not realize is that we are not just a YouTube channel to help you grow your channel. For example, TJ says they are new. And also Zoa, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong there. Manny is also new here as well. We've also got Slots for Fun 777 is new, and Absolute Motivation. So there's a lot of new people here. So if you're not aware, we do have a Chrome / Firefox / let's call it a web browser extension that's going to add loads of fancy, funky things to your YouTube experience. A lot of it for free. So make sure to check that out. And there is a link in the description to sign up and download. So that would be our first question to all of you lovely folks. If you haven't yet downloaded vidIQ, then now might be the opportunity to do so. Dan, let's let you talk about the mobile side of all of this.
Yes. So our mobile app allows you to have access to some of the, I would say, the more popular vidIQ tools. Honestly, I'm gonna be really honest right now. I'm always at this desk. I'm chained to it. I'm literally chained to this desk. So I don't use my phone as much as maybe some of you do out there. So I'm glad Rob is here because I always miss little things that are in this app. There's a lot it can do. But we're going to be taking you through a nice overview of everything. And this is the sort of thing, especially when it comes to content research, that I wish I had when I was starting out on YouTube, because being able to do that from wherever you are is so important. So you can get this app on your favorite app store, whether you are an Android or an iOS user. We have the Android and Apple stores pulled up here. And oh, you got the Apple one pulled up. I couldn't get it pulled up earlier, so I couldn't get a link. So I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I managed to find them both, and our ratings are both 4+ in each app store. So that's the validation you need. So as we're maybe going through this first 5-10 minute preamble, if you have the opportunity and you haven't yet done so, download the mobile app for whether you have a Android or an iPhone device. We cater for both.
Right. So let us know once you download it too. Leave us a review, especially if the review's 5 stars. That's always
absolutely. And especially if you say you love Rob's voice or similar, or Dan has a lovely beard. Like, add those little caveats to reviews. We would really appreciate that. But don't just make them completely stupid. We don't want 20 reviews of like our personal traits. Talk about the app as well. We really appreciate that. And I guess what we should also add here is that as we're going to guide you through the mobile app, we're going to be showing you the full version, the full fat version, everything you get with it, including the paid stuff. But the good news is, even if you are a regular here at vidIQ already, then we have our usual offer, which is to give you 30 days absolutely free of all of the vidIQ tools, free trial. So that's going to extend to not only the mobile app, but also the the Chrome extension as well, or the Firefox extension. So if you apply the link, which I think is in the pinned comments, it is. Yep. You can use that link to sign up, authenticate your channel, get your first month free of everything we're about to show you, plus a ton more as well.
There's also one more thing we got to mention before we get started, and that is once we finish our tour today, our tour de app, we will be doing a live Q&A with all of you. So get your questions ready. We ask that you save them for that part of the live stream. If you guys are chatting amongst yourselves, that's cool, but we like to be able to answer those questions so everybody can get the answer. So if you're asking those now and you're not getting answered, you're getting frustrated, you heard there was a Q&A today, there is. That part happens after we do the main bit of the live stream, I guess you can call it. So without further ado, I'm going to move all my stuff around here on my end and create a huge mess on my desktop. And I'm going to bring in the mobile app in all of its glory.
Go. Wow.
Let's start here at the very first screen. You will see when you download your mobile app. I'm using a fancy app here called BlueStacks, so we can actually stream this to you guys with ease. That's why the border looks a little bit strange. Just ignore that. This is how it will look on your phone. So when you get vidIQ and you authenticate your channel, that's really important. You get all signed in. You can download the mobile app and log in, and this is what you'll see, except it'll look like your channel instead of ours. And the dashboard is a nice overview of a lot of the different tools and stuff that we have. So the first thing we see here is optimize your videos. And if you scroll down, we see the top keyword opportunities. We're going to see the search terms for the channel, all that stuff. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's actually start with top keyword opportunities, shall we?
Yeah. So some of these sections on the dashboard, the first page, will link to other sections on the bottom, like competitors and optimize. So if we jump past some sections, that's why. But as in terms of top keyword opportunities, this is mostly on this main dashboard page. And as you can see, and as you might be familiar with vidIQ right now, we're getting really excited about YouTube Shorts. We're making video content about YouTube Shorts. And our mobile app is already identifying that we are having success there. So this is where we may want to do further investigation, which is exactly what we're doing. We're making more content about YouTube Shorts in the coming weeks. So I'm delighted to see that vidIQ is suggesting what we're working on. So I'm probably going to be doing a video about how to use YouTube Shorts as soon as I get the YouTube Shorts camera tool, which I still don't have, which is really frustrating. And this is kind of further validated if you scroll down a little bit more down to this top search terms. It's showing us all of the, I guess, the hits, the views that are coming in from our YouTube Shorts content. So like within one screen and one swipe, we've kind of got a bit of channel focus if we need it. And hopefully for a channel of your size, and hopefully you're going through this at the same time as us if you've downloaded the app, it's going to be giving you a kind of an indication of what you maybe want to be investigating in terms of searchable discoverability.
Mm-hmm. So like we said, all of these kind of expand into their own sections of the app if we start to investigate more. But just scrolling down here, performance versus competitors. This is another section we're going to see in a little bit. Average views versus competitors over the last 30 days. So this is showing our channel against people who we've put in our own competitor list. We're going to show you how to do that too from the mobile app. Our most popular videos, obviously, my video.
Obviously.
You know, we knew that was going to be here. I was kind of surprised to see a couple from Rob, but you know, they ended up on this list as well.
Let's go to see more, Dan. Let's see how many more videos there are from me. Oh, this next one's mine. That one's mine. That one's mine. That one's mine.
See a couple, yeah.
So you're on the list once, Dan.
No, I'm in the channel audit sometimes.
That's kind of like a joint effort, though, isn't it? But well done, Dan. I'm going to applaud you here. You are currently our most watched video. But I guess the interesting thing is that this tells us that we still have a gaming presence where we do gaming educational YouTube content. Mm-hmm. And you just released another video on Monday, which was kind of a follow-up to this. It's like how to start a YouTube gaming channel. And we just published one on Monday, which we're hoping is going to have a lot of evergreen potential. It's how to set up your gaming YouTube channel. So again, we're following our own data here from what the mobile app is telling us.
Yeah, I got another one too that's going to cover this from another aspect. So watch out for that. So if we scroll down, we see popular videos from our competitors. This is another research tool right here that is surfaced to you right when you open the app on the dashboard. And we can dive deeper in here as well. And we are going to, but we wanted to make sure we just give you the overview of the whole dashboard first. Just so you have an idea of all the different things that this app can do without, really having to search around too much.
Yeah, that's just page one. That's like a report card. We have a channel audit tool on the Chrome extension, which is this huge report card, which gives you a ton of information. This is kind of trimming it down to the highlights of that and giving you something that you can consume, as you say, while you're waiting in the car as your parents do the shopping. You've got maybe 30 seconds to look at your mobile app to glean a bit of information from your channel.
Yeah, and doing your video research on the go can save you a lot of time. As you know, you should probably do some video research before you just, post any old video. And we can do that a couple ways. We can enter our keywords right here. I prefer to go to the research tab and open up all the different keyword opportunities. So I don't have to think as hard. They're just kind of right here. And we see a lot about YouTube Shorts, YouTube Shorts Beta. What is YouTube Shorts? YouTube Shorts. My goodness. What if we just typed in YouTube Shorts?
Yeah, we have a YouTube Shorts channel right now. And just to emphasize here, don't try and get tied up on this keyword YouTube Shorts. Like, we're using this as as our conduit for communicating the keyword that you may have. It could be Fortnite secret maps, or it could be iPhone 12, iPhone 13 links. Whatever you're making on your channel, you're going to get recommendations for that, not for YouTube Shorts. But it's a really good example because YouTube Shorts is a developing story within YouTube growth education right now. And that's why we're getting this overall score, which is relatively high. Search volume is increasing. There still aren't that many creators who are making videos about YouTube Shorts, whether it be shorts themselves or the education of them. And so that, again, is validation to us that we're making content in the right area for YouTube. And look, we got top channels for this search term as well. We're coming up there as well, which is great to see.
You might notice this looks familiar. You will see when you do searches on YouTube with vidIQ installed, this similar bar here with volume and competition. That is what this tool is on the mobile app. And you can do this with all of your keywords just like you normally would. It even has autofill, autocomplete options, which is really nice. So we can even click on these different tabs here. We can do related keywords and see some of the other high scoring, like how to make YouTube Shorts is one that we already talked about how we should probably do that.
Yeah, look, there's like 10 video ideas for me there straight away.
Yep. I mean, these will, some of these will probably be incorporated into the title of one video too. YouTube Shorts, like how to use YouTube Shorts app. You know, you can start to develop the title of your next video before you've even gotten home from Target, which is great. Trending videos, trending for YouTube Shorts. I don't know if I should have clicked this because
that's going to show just a lot of random YouTube Shorts, isn't it? With hashtag Shorts in there.
Since we're a YouTube growth channel, we get things like this. If you were making videos about gaming or something, you'd have some more or less broad keywords, and you'd get different results there.
So with what we've shown you already, let us know in the comments if you're going to download this app right now. Be it through a thumbs up, or I don't know, is there a download emoji or something, or like hashtag downloaded? And also reflect that with a like, because I want this to get up to 300 likes before I say anything else about this app, because I'm going to let Dan talk until we're up to 300 likes. So that's the demand I'm throwing on you right now. Go ahead, press the like button. Dan, continue.
Okay. Well, the next tool we were going to show you, or I guess so I'll show you, is the competitors tool. We're going through these down here at the bottom, by the way. So if we go to competitors, these are the competitors we've set up ourselves for vidIQ. If you just get the app, this is going to be empty for you, and you will have to fill it out yourself. The good news is, if you've already been using the competitors tool on your vidIQ account, this should populate. So, you know, you may have something here if you've already been using our tools, and this is your first time just in the mobile app. So adding a competitor symbol, you just click the plus button. But before we do that, we can kind of see a little bit of information about who we currently have here. So these are just views over the past 30 days for the different channels we've deemed as our competitors. We can see how many subscribers. Is this for the last 30? Yeah, for the past 30 days. Okay.
Take Eric Wen as an example here. I think he was like a bit of a YouTube / motivational channel. But his channel has grown like 150% in the last 30 days. And when I looked at his channel, he started to go a little niche and look at I think he was doing character traits or psychological analysis of YouTubers. So like determining which type of character they are through methodology. And he's really found like his own little corner on YouTube, and his channel's blown up for it because of it. And because we've added him as a competitor, maybe we would investigate and see why he's growing so quickly. Obviously, on the vidIQ channel, we've got if you just click on videos, Dan. Yeah, it's a personality test. He's kind of doing personality reactions to popular people. So he's pivoted. But look at the view counts, like 28,000, 66,000, and the channel's still, I think, is it like 20,000 subscribers at the moment? You can see that the pivot has just transformed his channel. And so we'd want to investigate if we were closely following this channel as a, in quotation marks, a competitor.
Right. If you felt like, Rob, this person was no longer worthy of being our competitor because he's just so far outside of what we're doing, you could always swipe and remove them from the list, which I won't do. So if you want to add a competitor, we can just add my personal channel here. Hit plus, save changes. And now I'm also not very much related to vidIQ at all, but that is as simple as it is for adding competitors.
You're growing 10% there, Dan. Yeah, month on month. Is that through to YouTube Shorts?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, everything is skewed because of YouTube Shorts, and this number was much higher a couple of months ago, and I just haven't been uploading very much.
Yeah.
So goodbye, me.
Oh, he's deleted himself.
Savage is always telling us we should do that, so I just thought now is the time. So that is the competitors tool. This is simply how to get competitors added into the app. And once you do, you start getting the data surface like we saw earlier, like videos from your competitors and things like that. That's here on the dashboard. Yep. And if we show more, we can see the different videos that our competitors have been making in the last day, 20 days, whatever it may be. We're in there too.
Nice.
So,
and then just there's a couple of buttons here, Dan, just to click. The one below overview. So you can change it from views. So this is the views on the channel in the last 30 days. Switch it to VPH. So that's how many views per hour the channel is getting. So again, for a channel with 20,000 subscribers to be getting 500 plus views an hour, which is quick math, about 25,000, 20. Oh, where have we gone?
I tried to add a competitor and I crashed.
Oh dear. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, Dan's going to fix that in the background. But yeah, for a channel to be getting 500 views per hour, which works out at about 10,000 plus views a day, for a channel with 20,000 subscribers is pretty phenomenal work. So we got it fixed now, Dan?
Yeah, I was trying to re-add me because I wanted to see those other options there.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. There. Okay.
There we go.
So yeah, views per hour. I was kind of curious for myself.
Well, you're doing even better here. But again, that's a YouTube Shorts skewing number a little bit, isn't it?
I could do other things too. I take away all my credibility for just because I made a short once. Then subscribers, of course.
There we go. Look at Eric Wen again. Like he's got 12,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. This has turned into the Eric Wen appreciation webinar. He's got 20,000 subscribers, so he's grown his channel almost 200% in the last 30 days.
Amazing.
If we were following that channel, we'd want to be knowing what he's doing, and not trying to copy what he's doing, but trying to work out how we could put our own spin on a type of content that's successful for that creator.
Yeah. Super congratulations there. So this is how we keep up with our competitors. We could even expand this to the past 7 days, 48 hours, expand. I guess we can zoom in a little bit on how these folks are doing in the past 7 days. That's still on top there. Wow. Last couple of days.
He's a king.
Yeah. This guy, do whatever this guy's doing. I keep seeing how to grow.
Yeah, I'm going to change the title of this webinar now, saying how to grow like Eric Wen on YouTube.
I think you're your next case study. So, and there you go. Why don't we go over to optimize?
Yeah, let's do that.
So this is after you've posted your videos, and maybe you're kind of investigating. You can use this for so many different things. Like if you wanted to take elements from the description of one video and copy it into another one or whatever. So let me show you by clicking on which one we talk about. Maybe doing this one?
Yeah, that one. No.
Okay. So we can look at the SEO score checklist, or we can look at, why do I want to call this a checklist? Is it a checklist? No, this is the checklist.
They're kind of combined on the desktops. Like you have the SEO score checklist together.
Right. Well, here, let's get to that in a minute. So you can edit the title of your video from here, which it tells us right below, 1,000 YouTube subscribers. How long does it take? You can edit the description from here. You can even just look at it if you don't want to edit it. Nice little emojis there. Very, very full and healthy description. You can add some tags if you'd like. And this is as simple as it is on the desktop, where you can hit add more tags and, just start typing away. So there you go. And we even get the little scores on them. I don't want to mess up the video.
Yeah. Those are all of the keyword scores that we saw earlier on in the keyword research. They're a little lower, these ones, because they are kind of a generic how to get 1,000 subscriber keywords that have been around for years at this point. But we know they work because we have a strong presence in this area of YouTube. But yeah, maybe we could add. Shall we rate ourselves? But yeah, I mean, we could just maybe add 1,000 subscribers as a keyword if we wanted to, because that has like a higher score a little bit. So essentially what this is similar to the YouTube Creator Studio mobile app, where you can edit the video itself, the metadata, but we're adding the extra vidIQ gubbins, so to speak, the tag. So we could just add that. I'm not sure if we got. Yeah, I don't think we've got enough characters to do that.
We don't, but we could if we were trying to add some more tags to this. Like, let's say you upload your video and you want to start doing stuff like this, like after the fact. Yeah, you could certainly come in here and start checking the boxes. This is very similar to how the tool works on desktop.
Beautiful.
Excuse me. And then videos to gain views from.
Yeah, so these are like similar. This is the same as when you do a search on desktop and you get all of the search results, but then you get results on the right-hand side of videos that are trending now. So we're getting videos here. We're in a strange situation where we get a lot of recommendations from India because it's such an emerging area of YouTube, and there are a lot of educators in there right now, and they get tons of views on all of their videos. But it's showing what tags they're using, and we can simply use a plus button on one of these, and that would quickly add it to our video. Like, do the bottom one, Dan. I think that'll fit. Let's do that one. So that's just automatically added that tag to our video in a blink of an eye. So this is where, again, we talk about tags. Yes, they're not that important anymore, but because we make it so easy to add this metadata to your content, you might as well do it, because that was a 3-second job to tap on something to add it to the existing video.
We also have our recommended tags as well. And you can always hit show more if you are, I believe you only get 3 on the free version. Maybe I'm misspeaking there.
Yeah, there of course is a limitation, but you don't need to worry about that if you use our free 30-day link.
That is true. I'm not going to hit save.
Yeah, let's not upset the apple cart through the demo.
Here, let's go back in there. So why don't we take a quick look at SEO Score? This is basically a nice overview of how you did with your SEO when you set up the video. So the amount of tags you have, the volume of said tags, keywords in the title, keywords in the description. So maybe you got some tags going and you're like, oh, I should probably add that phrase into my description. And how well did we do that here? Using the same keyword in the title, description, and tags, all those things. We seem to be having a bit of a bug there with performance, so we won't go into that.
Yeah, we noticed that as we were testing. That has been reported. By the time you use this app, that should be fixed. I can tell you from the desktop version that I think this video is getting like a 10 out of 50. So it's not doing too bad. I'd like it to do better. So maybe we need to optimize it a little bit more. But again, I always stress that there are now diminishing returns on metadata. So make sure that you have the thumbnail and the title locked down before you get into the weeds with this type of stuff. But this app is allowing you to do that. Yeah.
And then, of course, your checklist here, you guys may recognize this. If you have been putting in the effort to like look at your title length and see, okay, is my title long enough? Is it too short? The checklist will keep you in check. So if you, let's say this was red and it's like, hey, your title's too short. And it gives you a description,
or too long.
Right. It gives you a description of well-crafted titles between 20 and 60 characters to attract users, include keywords you want to rank. So we get a little bit of a snippet of info there. If we click on this, if it's too high or too low, we can simply edit the title and hit save from the app. So you can go through the checklist later and go, oh no, like my description was way too short, or, you know, oh, I forgot to add closed captions. Oh, shoot. So all of these different things, and since the app I'm using, I can't click on all these because it just brings me to a login page. But on your phone, that shouldn't be a problem. Description link, though. We can even see if we're using hashtags in the description, if that's important to you.
Yeah.
We're using 3. So there you go. All the different video optimization tricks. And this is just for one video.
Yeah, it would apply to every video that's been published on your channel to date.
We have a question mark here with some more info, giving you an example of what these numbers mean, which is pretty nice. We get a lot of questions about this blue one here, especially. So, you know, just a quick tooltip there of like why we do things the way we do, what these scores mean, and how you can kind of better, you know, learn how to use those. All right, let's move on to the last tab here, which is subscribers. This is information about your subscribers, which is pretty cool. So you probably recognize this chart here. This is your best time to post. We can do overall. We can do on separate days because it does vary by day. If you're really consistent, it probably won't vary a whole lot.
That's good to see. Yeah, that should be about right for us since we post almost on a daily basis.
We can see the top channels. Top channels watched by your subscribers. You can always get a little more info. The data is from 24,300 of your subscribers 55 days ago. It's kind of interesting.
Over 55 days. And so just to clarify what these numbers mean, we fed back on this as well when we were doing a testing for this. This doesn't mean that Mr. Beast has 108 subscribers. What it actually means is that from the data we gathered from vidIQ's subscribers, at least 108 of those have subscribed to Mr. Beast as well. And that kind of makes sense because I've done a couple of crossover videos with them. But then there are other obvious ones like YouTube creators, Think Media, Nick Nimmin. These are all like YouTube growth channels as well. And so this is, again, giving us an indication of who we might be wanting to follow in our creative space. And there are plus buttons there, as you can see. You can just click there and it'll quickly add this to be one of our competitors.
Well, or it's supposed to.
Yeah, maybe we're already following Mr. Beast there, or maybe we've got our max number of followers there.
So all these different channels are channels that your subscribers are watching, and it kind of gives you a number of how many. So these might be people you investigate a little bit. Like, why do so many of my subscribers watch Mr. Beast? You know, what is it about their content? And we can go into videos and, you know, like, should I be eating towers of golden ice cream? Maybe that was my problem. That was where I should have been all along.
Mr. Beast.
So that is our brief overview of our mobile app.
Yeah, what do you think of it? Like, give us a rating out of like, if you were gonna rate this now on the app, please, on Google Play or iOS, let us know what rating you will give us. A word of warning: if you give us less than 3, we'll put you in timeout for a little while, because we do want to censor those people. But yeah, we hope you enjoy our and your journey into growing your channel on mobile. As Dan's put in the title on the thumbnail, what is it? I can't remember what it is now. Grow and go.
Grow on the go.
Grow on the go. There we are. Grow on the go.
The new unofficial tagline for the vidIQ mobile app that I'm sure our higher ups are going to see and fall in love with, and they're going to put it everywhere.
While you're sat in your child's seat in the back of a car as your parents shop at Target, you can now grow on the go with the vidIQ mobile app, available on iOS and Android. And you can further enhance the use of this tool and all of the other tools we have available with the link, which I think is in the video description. And maybe if Dan H is listening, you can put it as a pinned comment once again for our 30-day free trial. I'm seeing some ratings now. We're getting 7 out of 10, solid 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5. You know, and I'm happy with that. I mean, whenever people ask me to rate something, I will always give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. And when I think something is average, I'll actually give a 5 out of 10, even if if it's a video game and I've still enjoyed it. Because if something's 10 out of 10, then it can't be improved upon. And there are definitely things that we can improve on as we improve this app. And so we want your feedback as well as you start to use it.
I will say to the folks that are giving it a low rating, let's assume you're not just trolling to be funny because Rob said he'd time you out. I am genuinely curious. I know we're about to enter a Q&A section, but now I'm going to ask you something. To those who do feel like it's missing something, what is that thing?
Yeah.
And this is now, if you say what it is, and Dan asked, but he didn't look at the question or the answer I gave. This is the perfect time to advertise the vidIQ Discord server. We actually have a mobile channel in there. If you have feedback for the mobile app, go ahead and put it in that Discord channel, because we also check that, and it won't. Our chat moves very fast here, so it won't disappear into the ether over there as quickly. So just something for us to, you know, kind of learn from you guys. Like you just saw the mobile app, you saw the full tour of it. What's missing as a creator who uses your phone? What would you like to see available to you on the vidIQ mobile app that it doesn't currently do?
And let's just clarify this question from the Real Clantis tutorials. Is it free or paid? Just like the Chrome extension, the mobile app on iOS or Android is free to download, and you will get a lot of useful stuff from the free aspects of it. There is a paid element to it, but anybody who hasn't yet become a paid customer at vidIQ can use a link in the video description, which will give you a 30-day free trial. So I always recommend download it, try it out. If you're excited by what it's doing and you want to get full access, then just use a free trial.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was starting to read some of these comments here.
Yeah, so I guess, are we now transitioning a little bit from the product tour that we've just done new, and this is where we get into your part of the live stream, the community aspect of this, where it's Q&A. We're kind of gonna, I think, prioritize any questions about the mobile app or vidIQ in general, maybe today. But we will most likely start answering all sorts of weird and wonderful questions as we move on in this webinar. So this is your chance. This is your opportunity. #? Is really going to help us find the questions to answer, which is why I'm kind of waffling a bit, giving Dan an opportunity to maybe find one of these questions that we can answer. But yeah, do make sure to include #questions. Is anything coming up, or do I start doing some Jeopardy music while we find something?
This isn't a question, but it's just something we were talking about earlier before this live stream. Have you seen the new YouTube audience analytics? It's awesome. It is a question, but yes, it is awesome. We have seen this, and always huge shout out to YouTube for bringing us even more information.
Yeah, thanks for immediately talking about something beyond vidIQ, another tool. But yes, I am officially excited. Let's just quickly show people what that analytic is. If I can get my screen up here, and I just need to press that button to add to the stream. There we go. So what QCraft is talking about here is in analytics now. If you click on audience, this new metric is here, returning viewers, and it's basically going to show you new visitors to your content as well as those who are returning. So they've watched one of your videos and they're watching a second video in the last 28 days, and that indicates loyalty. So that is going to be super useful for channel focus. I think I had a bit of a good example of this. I mean, I'm only just starting to encounter this analytic today, but here's an example here where we have a lot of new visitors, new viewers to the channel.
Blue is new.
Blue is new, but it doesn't look as if it translated into returning viewers. And I think the reason for that is because I think I did a Mr. Beast video there. So I guess we were kind of chasing views a little bit, and we got a lot of views from that. But how valuable were those views in the long term? And the answer is maybe not that much. Whereas here, if you look at these views where the purple is starting to get closer to the blue, that kind of, I think, indicates that there's more new viewers, as you hopefully always should get. But then those viewers are returning to your follow-up content. And that is because we've been focusing on like how to get 1,000 subscribers, how to start a new YouTube channel, how to start a gaming channel, all of those things that are in our ballpark. Mm-hmm. And if we do more and more of that piece of content, then people stick around for longer. So I'm going to do more investigation in this and probably do a video very, very soon. But yes, QCraft, I think I've been waiting for this tool. I think one of my videos at the end of last year was how to beat the YouTube algorithm in 2021. And it was essentially based on this analytic becoming available for us to use. So yeah, I'll probably do follow up on that soon.
It's a takeaway from this too is if your purple and blue lines are really separate and you're seeing you get way more new viewers than returning viewers, you have to decide like how close you want to try and get those to go. And I think for some channels it'll be different. I bet you for channels that are kind of newer and just focus on Let's Play content where it's episodic and each video is kind of like, I play Minecraft episode 12. I always talk about this. I bet you your returning viewers look pretty good because you've built that loyalty. Those people come back, but you're probably not getting a lot of new viewers because that video is not ranking in search. Whereas like my channel right now, I'm having the opposite problem where I'm doing really good at getting new viewers, but getting them to come back has been a huge problem. And I'm sure shorts channels, the graph looks like that too, where the purple line's really low.
I'd love to see the analytics. I might ask Jake Fellman if he's willing to share this audience loyalty analytic just to see what's happening on his channel.
I'm going to secretly on my end pull up my shorts channel just to see what it looks like. But yeah, it's really just a good takeaway. If you're noticing that the blue line is really high up there, keep in mind when you make videos that you get a lot of new viewers. It's not a bad thing. So make sure you're making content that caters to this audience that is meeting you for the very first time.
Here we go. I can show it now. This is on our shorts channel.
It looks very similar to my shorts.
Look at these blue spikes. So this is, I think it's also a part of a problem with YouTube Shorts in that I'm not sure how good a job it does in showing more content to people who've subscribed to a shorts channel. But this is going to be similar to variety channels where they're always doing something new and different. And so they might get lots of views, but how do you get them to stick around? It's the concept of having a viral video. Like you go viral, then what do you do next? Like, how do you keep that audience engaged? And that's going to be a good example between channel focus and not as much focus.
I'm on my shorts channel, my purple line and my blue ones are starting to converge on one another. So it's all very, very interesting stuff. And, especially if you're testing shorts, you're going to have different, results may vary and you want to try and learn from those. So anyway, that was a huge aside. We've only answered one question.
I want to answer this question just to get this one out of the way. Okay. So whenever I've decided now, whenever anybody asks me this question, because it's so broad, my answer is going to be this: make more videos. And if you want me to expand a little bit on that, it's because you need more data and a larger sample size to understand where you need to improve your videos to get more views. So whenever someone asks me that question now, I'm not going to get frustrated anymore. I'm just going to give them a simple and going to give them a broad answer to a broad question.
Yep.
Make more videos.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit this one because we're just kind of just what we were talking about. Why do my shorts do well in the early days and then stop? My idea of this is that shorts are something that the algorithm tests, right? So you put out a short, it probably takes it a little bit to realize, oh, hey, this is a YouTube short. It follows all the rules. And then it tests it among a sample audience, right? So that's where you see that spike that goes straight up. And then it stops because, in my opinion, YouTube's algorithm has gotten all the data it needs from that sample size. What was the retention like? How, did people skip by it, or did they hit it, while they're on the phone? I want to say click it, but did they tap it while they're on their phones? If it popped up in the auto feed as you're scrolling through videos, did they swipe away immediately? Like, all these things are things the algorithm is looking at. And then over time, it kind of finds a home, or it doesn't. A lot of my charts look like this: nothing, 90-degree spike, nothing. But then after a couple weeks, the line starts to trickle up a little bit. And that, to me, I've always interpreted that as my short has found a home somewhere out there on the YouTube short shelf. And YouTube is pushing it to people who it thinks it will like it. It's probably not going to have another kaboom anytime soon or ever again, but it's found a home. It used to be where it did that a number of times, a number of test samples for the audience. But I think we're going to see this happen. It's going to start to look more and more normal, these graphs, because the algorithm is still learning the types of people who want to watch these shorts and what they like. Now, this is a lot of my opinion where we're left to interpretation on our end. I don't know if you want to add to that at all.
Yeah, I would just add that I think by the nature of the content, it's not going to have a very long shelf life. I'm not sure much content is going to turn into evergreen content, because generally speaking, evergreen content is searchable content. And there's a lot of people making a lot of shorts now. So think of like Fortnite and Minecraft. The content is recycled very often. And I think that's just the same for shorts content. It's recycled very often. Like, how often do you think you see a TikTok video that's been made 6 to 12 months ago? And my guess is not very often. We're always seeing something new on those short form platforms. So yeah, I think generally speaking, the videos are probably going to perform a lot better in the first 4 to 6 weeks. And then the audience is ready for something new, just as YouTube is.
It goes back to what you were just saying: make more videos. And for shorts, that's especially true. Shorts are about velocity. You want to make as many as you can. If you can make one a day, we don't often tell people to make one a day of any videos because it can lead to burnout. But if you have the capacity to do that, it's never been more true right now than it is for shorts. If you can push out one a day, because that is how you're going to get more of those views. I wouldn't do multiple a day. I've actually seen a negative impact personally from that. But that's, it always varies depending on who you are and what you do.
Let's try this one on for size by DY Creator Zik. Why do my videos get 10,000 views? But when I'm actually making an important video, only 20 to 30 people watch it.
Wow.
My question is, define what you mean by an important video? Because I think that's code for I'm making a different video for my audience. And the honest answer is your audience probably isn't in your audience doesn't align to what you think is important. Now, again, I could be misinterpreting this, but it feels like you're asking me, when I make a different video, hardly anybody watches it. Now, the numbers are massively skewed here, so it also could be just a simple answer of these videos are getting 10,000 views are YouTube shorts, and then they're not translating into long form content where 20 or 30 people are watching it. And that's still the unfortunate, frustrating thing about YouTube shorts. Oh, did I press that button?
No, I did that. It goes back to this.
Yeah.
I mean, I made sure it was the right thing. I didn't. Don't worry.
Sorry. I can't use that one. I'll have to use another browser. Sorry.
It goes back to this right here, though. Like, all the blue line represents new viewers, right? So you made something potentially that ranked well in search, but didn't drive that audience loyalty. Like when I see important video, let's let's just try to imagine what that means to you. Maybe an important video is you announcing something new on your channel, right? Like something you're going to try. A lot of people do this where they do these like announcement videos and they're very much about the creator. A lot of people don't come back for that. You know, there's either a lack of interest and or it doesn't rank in search. So those 10,000 viewers probably represent the people who are new, and the quote important content is something that isn't working with those 10,000 people who may or may not have subscribed, who may now be getting pushed your videos. So, you know, you want to learn from that. Sorry, it just reminded me of that chart.
The moment of awkward silence now where we have to try and find the next question.
Let's see. Okay, I want to tackle this one. This is a mindset question for me anyway. Why do I see lots of people on YouTube that I know have worse videos than me and also worse thumbnails? Why do they get way more views? Okay, this person, this was me when I first started. I started YouTube and I made sure the quality of my videos was as good or better than the quality of the people I was a fan of. And then I'd find other people whose quality was worse than mine, and I'd be like, perfect, I'm nailing this, right? Like, my video sounds better. My video is in, their video's in 720, but mine's in 1080. You know, I'm doing fantastic. But that is the wrong mindset to have. It was obviously not true, because those people I was ranking myself against, which is a whole nother conversation, were doing something that I wasn't. And that was making videos that were valuable to their audience, that were ranking really well. The last thing you want to do, so aside from that, is compare yourself to other people. You're going down a mental rabbit hole, and you will have to struggle to climb out of that. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not trying to put you down or anyone else who feels this way. I was in such a negative space that it affected my content that I made all the time. And I was always comparing myself. I put out a video, and then instead of worrying about my next video, I would look at my peers, the ones who were doing a little bit better than me. I'm like, what the heck? How did I made the same kind of video? I covered the same topic. I did it better. And yet they still got 1,000 views and I only got 20. What's going on? And the other thing I'll say to this point is the quality of your video. Let's say you have the best editing in the world, the best sound. No one knows that until they click on your video, right? So the quality, maybe you're referring to specifically the quality of your videos. But if your thumbnail isn't good, if your title isn't good, if you're not making videos that are attracting any kind of search intent, any audience at all, nobody knows. No one knows who you are yet. I know I covered everything I wanted to cover, but it was scattered. Do you want to add anything to that?
Worrying about something you have no control over, as you say, is just going to attack your mindset and your enthusiasm and passion. I've just had a quick look at your channel. You are 6 months into the journey right now. You've done about 50 videos, so that's good. You clearly are enjoying making YouTube content. What I would be doing now is standing back and objectively looking at my channel and how I can improve my channel, because that's what I have control over. For example, you think your thumbnails are better than others. Well, I think your thumbnails could still improve. I think your channel focus and titling strategy could improve. So try and figure out how you can make them better, whether it is by observing these other channels or whether it is through education from elsewhere. The only thing you can impact ultimately is your channel and how your audience perceives your channel.
It's sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's not unfair to ask this question to someone like people in our position who are promoting a tool that encourages you to add competitors to it and to follow what they're doing. So I just want to make sure that there's a difference spoken here, that yes, it's good to know what your competitors are up to, but that's for the purpose of conceptualizing your next video. That's not for the purpose of torturing yourself and looking at those people and going, man, you know, their views are so much better than mine. Like, and I'm doing everything they're doing. And it's the wrong idea. The competitor's tool is there for upping your own game rather than, you know, haunting you, if that makes sense. So I do hope that was helpful. That question's very personal to me. So that's why I wanted to cover it.
Connor's up. This is your YouTube journey, not someone else's.
Not their tube, it's YouTube.
Oh, sounds like you've used that phrase before, Dan.
I've been using like that a little bit in funny conversations. Like, it's not I've been saying it differently, but anyway, I always end up saying it's YouTube, not someone else tube.
Luffy and Goku Shorts. My analytics say my vids get recommended to other people. That's good. You always want YouTube advertising your content thousands of times. But why don't they click on them? Are they not interesting enough? So basically, the question is, how do I improve? So I'm guessing you're getting this information from your click-through rate and your impressions. So impressions is basically how many times somebody is seeing your thumbnail, wherever that may be on YouTube. And then click-through rate is actually how many times people click on it. For example, if your thumbnail is shown 100 times, 10 people click on that thumbnail, that's a click-through rate of 10%. So first of all, you might want to check what your click-through rate is and actually see if it is good or bad in the sense of if it's somewhere in a region of like less than 2%, yeah, there's probably something not working. If it's above 10%, then you're probably doing everything you can do, getting people into the content. The next thing you need to focus on is getting people to stay in the content, the watch time. So think about that. Do you actually know if your numbers are good or bad here? And I don't want you to try and compare yourself to others. YouTube says that your click-through rate should be between roughly 2 and 10%. What I always say is, what is your click-through rate now? Let's say, for example, it's 3.5%. Then aim to get it up to 5% in the next 6 months, because that's quite a big leap. And what then you may find is that the click-through rate goes back down again because YouTube is sharing your content with even more people. You're getting a higher impression count. Without seeing your thumbnails, we can't tell you what you're doing right or wrong. My general advice at this point is look at your thumbnails. If there's any text in your thumbnails, then embrace the idea of having no text or maximum of 3 words in a thumbnail. And most likely your thumbnails are too complicated, but this is a generalization. This is what I just find mostly with creators, is that they try and jam too many images into a thumbnail and they need to simplify it because you design the thumbnail on a screen, on a huge computer screen, and everybody else sees it as a postage stamp on a mobile phone. And so it has to translate into a very small size.
All right. If anyone had the question of how do I make better thumbnails, that was your answer.
Yeah, and we've got, if you do a search for vidIQ thumbnails, I'm sure you'll find a playlist where we talk about this ad nauseum.
Let's see here.
I guess this is an interesting follow-up question. So this person says they have a good click-through rate, 8%. Yeah, that seems solid. And good watch time, 60% to me sounds phenomenal. But no one seems to be subscribing. So what you probably want to be doing here, if you're not already, is a calls to action, encouraging people to subscribe to the content. Let's say you have a 10-minute video, and so you get an average watch time of 60%, which is 6 minutes. I would be thinking the sweet spot for you to maybe do a subscribed call to action is around about 2.5 to 3 minutes, because the audience is still very much engaged with your content, and you've probably at this point provided some value. So you have to try and work out how to do this. This is where you might want to just look at other channels and see in your space and how they introduce the idea of subscribing. So think about that. And also, I don't know how big the channel is right now, so the numbers may be inflating or misrepresenting your numbers, but they seem generally good. As you say, people are clicking on your content. People are watching your content for an extended period of time. Now get them to press the red button if you can do. And there's no harm in asking, especially if you haven't tested this yet.
So we got one here. Which length of videos are better for a channel just starting out? 3 to 5 minutes or 8 to 10 minutes? I'm going to take a stance here and say 3 to 5 minutes, because one of the things we look at a lot is, especially for people who are still trying to get discovered, we look at retention and we look at watch time. And if you can get a video that has good retention, there's a better chance that it gets pushed out to more people. So I like to start smaller, 3 minutes, say. And if you have really high retention from that, by that I mean, say 50 to 70%, right? People are really sticking to your video. Then you could test 5-minute videos, you know? And what this is going to do is help train you to make videos of really high quality. So by the time you're up to 10-minute videos, if that's what you want to do, you're making videos that people, you know, can't look away from because you've learned how to hold people's attention, you know? Now, the caveat to this is it really depends on what kind of content you're creating. If you're making tutorials of any kind, I would say you want this to be short no matter what, because when I'm looking for something, the example Leron always used was if your toilet's overflowing, right? And you're like, I have to fix this right now. I don't know what to do, right? Or a similar example. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but that's what I like. So you're in a hurry, right? You're trying to figure out, you got a problem. You don't want to find a tutorial that's 10 minutes long to help you fix this problem. Your house is flooding. You want to find the quickest one possible, you know? So it really just depends on the type of content you're making, where if you're telling a story, that's where you're kind of testing the different video lengths, and maybe you do want it to be 10, 20 minutes in the future.
I'm going to take a slightly different stance here.
All right.
Dan, let me share my screen because I made a video about this. So let's say you're a Fortnite channel. Now you probably want to do a more detailed keyword search than this, but look at the top results here and look at the average view duration. Here we have 11.5 minutes, 8 minutes, 11.5 minutes. And then I've just quickly fed those numbers into a time calculator, which tells me that the average video length for those 3 videos is 10 minutes. Now, obviously, you may want to increase the sample size here, but just do some research. Find out what the average video length is, because there's a viewer intent, as Dan said. Let's say you need to unblock your toilet. You need an answer in 2 minutes. But if you want to build a gaming PC, if a video is 2 minutes, then maybe it loses some of its credibility. It's like, you can't tell me how to build a gaming PC in 2 minutes. And so I think the average length of that is about 23 minutes. So just find out, do a bit of research in your space and see what similar channels are doing in terms of video length.
Yeah, like I said too, it depends. It really depends on the type of content you're making. I'm always looking for, like, if I buy a new board game, I love to go to YouTube and watch someone actually play through it, you know? But usually I'm sitting down with my friends or my family, so I don't want to sit there for 30 minutes, watch them play through the game. I just want to know the rules without reading this manual, you know, that isn't explaining it very well.
Soul Connection asks, I'm taking your advice to create shorts. Can I repurpose some reaction clips? And can I do it on my current channel? So the key thing here is, as long as it's your original content, then I am giving you license to do whatever you want with it. If you want to turn some of your reaction 6-minute videos into like a self-contained 20-second clip, that sounds like a brilliant idea to me. And that's what many creators have done, especially in the gaming world, where they'll live stream for a couple of hours, take some highlight from it and turn it into a clip. I think Ninja's an example of this. He live streams on Twitch for hours on end, and then he turned them into 10-minute clips on YouTube, and he gained millions of subscribers for it. So yeah, go ahead. I think that's a good thing to try. As long as it's your own content. I always stress that.
It's always nice to be able to repurpose your own content too. Like, yeah, if you do a long live stream and you want to create some shorts from it, that's always nice to do, you know, and now people who miss the live stream can see some of those best moments.
How long does it take to get reviewed for monetization after applying? It's been 5 days now after I applied. I make tech slideshow videos with non-copyrighted background music. So when we submitted both our Russian and Spanish channels for review, it took less than 72 hours. It was very quick, very impressive. It can take up to a month, as far as I'm aware, from YouTube, depending, I guess, on their workload, or maybe they need to double check a channel. You're saying that you make text slideshow videos with non-copyrighted background music. Okay. I guess that might be an interesting one. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that content. I don't know why YouTube might reject your content. I guess they might say that it's reused content in the sense that it's not copyrighted content, but you're using pictures that are out in public domain, so there's less of an original element to them. Like, are you doing any commentary or a voiceover which would make it more transformative? I'm trying to think of reasons why it might not get monetized. It could be that it's just a busy time for YouTube and I haven't quite got around to it yet. But yeah, I'm just looking at text slideshow videos with non-copyrighted music. It's one of I mean, there are many faceless channels out there that are monetized. But I think this is where the human reviewer comes into it, and how sometimes YouTube will make some decisions that don't make sense to you because it's like you followed all of the guidelines, but then YouTube doesn't monetize your content anyway. But I hope I'm not concerning you with that. I think I'm thinking that I'm trying to imagine the worst case scenario of why it might not be monetized.
They'd have to reject it, right? It wouldn't just be ghosted.
So yeah, it would be rejected, and they would give the creator a vague reason why, as in, so they'll say reuse content, and you're like, what, the entire channel, just specific videos? Help me out a little bit here, and they won't do. So yeah, that's another worrying thing or frustrating thing that YouTube do with stuff like that. But I guess it's too early to say right now. 5 days doesn't sound out of the ordinary. I think if it's getting into 6 weeks, 2 months, and you haven't heard a response, then you might start to get a little nervous about what's going on. I'm just trying to find the channel in the background now to see if I can.
Still seeing some questions about shorts. I saw one earlier that I wanted to tackle. I should have stopped the chat on it. Okay, here we go. Unless you're still trying to add to that point.
No, I can't find the channel.
Okay. So here we go. Why my shorts don't make views? So why aren't you getting views anymore? You make new ones, you get very little views. Now, it could be a number of reasons, as with every answer we give. But what the biggest thing I want you to keep in mind is that the secret is out. And so there used to be a lot of real estate around shorts, where by that I mean there was YouTube was hungry for content, and we're starting to see people feed YouTube, which means there's just less space out there for everyone to get as many views as they used to get when they posted shorts when it first came out. So we've always been telling people nothing's guaranteed with this. It's going to continue developing and changing, and now we're seeing that shift.
I can answer this a little bit, maybe. You need to start working on titles, because all of your titles are best Skywars gameplay 21, best Skywars gameplay 22, best Skywars gameplay 23. Yep. That's not giving any information to both the viewer and YouTube beyond what the game is. The one thing you have control over is the title, and that has to do a lot of the work to encourage a tap on the mobile app to get people to watch your content. So, like, tell us what's happening in all of these things. There has to be something of intrigue and astonishment in the short. It can't just be gameplay. You just sort of aimlessly wandering around a plot of land for a bit. You got to tell a story basically in those 50 seconds that you're making your videos. So start playing around with the titles.
You should be following the YouTube Shorts bi-weekly. Is it an update or a blog, or I don't know what they call it now. The Shorts Report. That's what they call it. Look up YouTube Shorts Report, and they touch on the quality of content in a really cool way, and they tell people how you should be making shorts and how you should be making them differently. And if your approach is, gameplay video episode blank, you're approaching shorts like you would a traditional YouTube Let's Play, but that's not who they're for. Shorts are meant to be really quick. They're either going to be teaching you something very quickly or making you laugh. You want to tell a story, and bonus points if you can tell that story without speaking. Because if your video can transcend language, it can be shared amongst a much broader audience. It's not something we would recommend for longer form content where your personality is going to be key, but I've been testing this for myself, and I've seen way more success when I don't speak in the video, and instead I use fun sound effects and music, and I tell a story. My personality is certainly there. I'm not saying that's, one less thing I have to do when I make a short. No. Let your editing speak for itself. Tell a story in a fun way that doesn't require people to, maybe have to put in their earphones, for example, or speak your language.
Also, you released 30 shorts in the last 5 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a ton of content on here. So I think you started doing shorts about a week ago, and a few of those got a few thousand views. I think YouTube. I'm personalizing YouTube here, but I think YouTube may have got fed up of you releasing so many similar shorts without titles, or video, or the watch time is just not good on them. So I want you to take these 30 shorts that you've done in the last 5 hours, or how many you've done, and turn that into one super valuable short, and do 1 or 2 of them a day.
Yeah. I tested when I launched my secret shorts channel, I tested doing 5 of them in one day. I separated them all by several hours, and none of them hit the shelf for a very long time. And today, it's been months now, today only one of them ever really kind of took off. So I don't think YouTube appreciates it when you overload it with content like that. And especially if you're doing 30 in one day, you're not doing yourself any favors. If those were all super valuable, awesome shorts, you could have given them each a better title and then scheduled those out 1 a day or something like that, and seen a lot more, success. And then you've gotten to kick back and relax. But if you're uploading that much a day, I hate to say this, but it doesn't sound like that quality is there.
Yeah.
You really want to focus on the quality.
Yeah.
Especially with shorts. If the attention span of the average user is in the first couple of seconds or so in a video, it's fractions of a second in a short. It's so easy to swipe away.
Sorry, I wasn't supposed to answer this question. I was trying to pick another one, but the chat's quickly scrolled. But I'll quickly answer this. Are shorts worth it? Yes. Opportunity. There's just a tremendous opportunity right now. I'm trying to find the actual question I wanted to answer. Where has it gone? I've lost it. I have lost it. I still lost it. I still can't find it.
When you guys are asking questions too, it helps not to be vague. Like, are shorts worth it for who? For what kind of channel?
We've got 22 videos in a playlist right now. Watch them.
Yeah, that's true. We got a lot of content about shorts.
I just can't find that question, and it was a good one, Dan. That's really frustrating. Where did it go?
Can you say? Or
no, I can't really remember what it was about now either.
Do you remember who? Like the
no,
icon color?
I can't
or
remember anything about the question other than I want to answer that question.
We don't want you guys to spam your question over and over, but you are allowed to re-ask your question after a couple minutes if we missed it, because the chat's moving so fast. Just so you know.
I mean, you can pick out another one, Dan, while I try.
All right. How can I introduce another game to my channel without losing viewers or subscribers? At the moment, I play NBA Live Mobile, and I want to start playing FIFA Mobile as well. So I talk about this a lot. I talk about trying not to pivot games ever if you can avoid it, but you do hit this point where you're like, gosh, if I see another basketball, I'm going to flip out. I have to play another game. So the one thing you're doing right, I would say, is that you are sticking to the sports genre, but depending on where your channel's at, you need to be prepared to lose loyal viewers. You have to decide if that's something you're okay with, because they're not going to watch it if they don't like FIFA. So maybe a fraction of them like you enough and enjoy your content enough, and maybe even like FIFA enough to watch. And it'll be, oh, cool, my favorite YouTuber is, playing some FIFA now. That's awesome. But there's going to be less of those than folks who are like, I really like when this person was playing NBA Live Mobile. I play NBA Live Mobile. I want some more tips. Dang it. Maybe I'll wait till they come back to that. And they wait and they wait. And then they forget about you because you came back to it, but YouTube had stopped recommending your content a long time ago. That is the trouble with having a variety gaming channel.
I found the question.
Oh,
all right. TG Lawn Maintenance. I'm getting a lot of unique viewers. Is that a good or bad thing? Well, it's a brilliant thing, because that means that new people are discovering your content, which is fantastic. That likely means that YouTube is continuing to test your content with new audiences as your channel grows. But here's a crux of this. Those unique viewers, for a channel to grow exponentially, need to turn into sticky/loyal viewers. And that is the big challenge for many creators, especially search-based channels, where often a unique viewer will discover your content because they want to get an answer to something, and then they're done. They're out of there. They're off getting another answer to something else. So this is where we think about loyalty, and that analytic we showed you about half an hour ago, the new YouTube one with the blue and the purple lines. Making those unique viewers loyal and making them watch more of your content. That is the biggest challenge that you need to strive towards. So yes, it's good, but ... you got to convert them into loyal subscribers. And that doesn't necessarily mean they have to be subscribers. Let me stress that, because a lot of people get views from non-subscribers. And that's because when you watch a video from a channel and you enjoy it, you get good watch time, or YouTube considers that this viewer got good satisfaction watch time, then that video may appear on the browse feed or suggested, even if they're not subscribed. And that's why often people will subscribe to a channel and then they'll not watch anything for 6 months, and then they'll never see any of their content again. But then they'll not subscribe to another channel and they keep seeing their videos be promoted, because it's kind of like an engaged viewer as opposed to a subscriber.
And that's why that new metric too doesn't read returning subscribers. It says returning viewers. So important note there. TG lawn maintenance. One strategy for you to keep to retain these folks. Maybe you're already doing this. I'm not looking at your channel right now, but when you get like a new lawn installed, the folks who install that lawn tend to try and get you to have them come back and help with the maintenance. And people might find that kind of expensive. So they turn to YouTube and folks like you who can help them do that maintenance, right? So what you can do is start a regular series for people who are maintaining a lawn and things like that. And they're not having the people who installed it come back and help. They're coming to you to do that. So that, I know I'm being as vague as I can because I don't know what your channel's about. And also I don't have, you know, these types of problems aren't ones I deal with. But you know, I have to imagine that's something you could do, is start a series where you're maintaining a lawn throughout the year, how to winterize your lawn, how to, you know, whatever people with lawns do.
I'm just doing some investigation in the background, Dan. I may answer this question, but I need to work out if I can.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's try this one then. I bet it's gone off screen now. Okay. Flaming Shane here. He says, one of my shorts
took off up to 4,000 views.
Okay, right. And that brings up 700 views per day consistently. And now it's 50,000 views and traffic source from suggested are increasing. How do I have this happen to other videos? So this is an interesting one where it sounds like this isn't actually operating on YouTube as a YouTube short, if you know what I mean. It's actually operating within the normal YouTube landscape, because you're getting traffic from suggested rather than shorts. And because it's getting 700 views per day, which is also interesting. I could be wrong about this. I'm trying to have a look at the video itself. And it is in a vertical/square format. But it's interesting that maybe this isn't being watched as a short. It's being watched as a normal video. Now, I guess I'll have to share the screen now here. Yeah, so let's add this.
We're not doing channel audits, by the way.
No, but I do want to. How do I hide this question? Right, hide it. So I assume it's this video here, the Mega Dragon versus Lava Hounds, which has got 70,000. What I've also noticed here is that you've got a Mega Dragon versus Super Archers. I guess this is Clash of Clans. So it feels like you have a particular strength here in versus videos, whether it's a barbarian versus a witch or whatever else there is in Clash of Clans. So I would say if you want to try and replicate this success, do more character versus character content in that area and see how it works out. Yeah, because look at all of the top ones here. Mega Dragon versus Lava Hounds, Mega Dragon versus Super Archers, Mega Dragon versus 100 Minions. You've kind of found a little bit of a niche there with videos doing really well in that space. But it is interesting that it looks like they might not be from YouTube Shorts views if it's suggested traffic.
Yeah. I mean, your analytics will tell you. It's hard for us to know.
Let's pick another one. I'll take this off screen.
Let's see here.
Oh, so that's another good question here. I'll let you answer this one first, Dan, and then I'll chime in what I often say about this. Monkey Gamer Montages. Is it better at the start to make a shorter video and do lots of editing, or a longer video and do less editing in it?
I mean, those things don't have to be mutually exclusive. I I was saying this earlier. I still think that depending on the type of content you make, if your video can be shorter, it's probably better to play with shorter videos, test them out. Rob gave a great suggestion though. Our vidIQ tools and things like that will tell you the average length of videos in your category. So if you're making Clash of Clans videos, you would go and search for videos similar to yours and see what your competition is doing, and then decide from there. The other thing I always say is that no one knows your editing is any good if they don't click on the video in the first place. So worry less about the editing. It still should be good. Practice that skill for sure, but also invest time in learning how to make a very sharp, clickable thumbnail, and research strong titles with keyword phrases that are actually ranking, and not, hey, I play Clash of Clans episode 50.
Oh, it's Dan's finished.
The end.
So I interpreted this as a quality versus quantity question a little bit.
Okay.
And so my answer to this would be, again, this is a personal opinion, and I don't think everybody necessarily agrees with it, but I think to begin with, quantity has a significant value versus quality, in the sense that you always want to make the best video possible. But do you want to spend an extra couple of hours tweaking an amazing 5 to 10 second piece of footage that unfortunately nobody watches because nobody's aware of your content yet? I think to begin with, what's going to help you most is experience and data. So experience of making YouTube videos, creating what I call YouTube muscle memory, of knowing how to do all of the facets of video making on YouTube, whether it be thinking of an idea, presenting in front of camera, editing, optimizing metadata, making thumbnails. If you can repeat that process 20 to 50 times, you're going to have such an advantage over somebody making their first video, irrespective of the quality. Now, yes, it may be that a super high quality video does find traction, but I think I kind of put it like this. Would you prefer to have 58 out of 10 videos on YouTube, or 1 9 out of 10 video on YouTube, because it took so much longer to get that to go to that extra step? And some people may argue against this, and I will not necessarily disagree. It's just in my experience, if you can get more videos out there or more data out there, then you've got more to play with as your audience begins to discover you a little bit more.
This is under the assumption that you're testing new things when you make these videos, though, right? Like, you wouldn't recommend someone make 50 let's play videos, simplistic titles. I tried the same thing over and over again, but I'm still not growing kind of content.
You're still in like the testing, creating new environment. But I think people they don't start YouTube because they're worried about the output of the quality of their content. And then I think when they do finally start YouTube, they want to make it such a good video, and they want to make it the best they can possibly make it right now, without realizing that, yeah, but do you know if anybody's actually interested in this? Do you know if anybody wants to watch your content? Yeah. Do you know if you have a love for making 10 videos over the course of a month? I think it's just general mindset things that I try to encourage people to think about when making content.
It might be the only time I'd recommend trying multiple games if you're trying to find that one that works for you.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you really love Mario Maker, but not Mario Maker 2 for some reason. You love the original one. So you try some videos on it, only to find they don't go anywhere. And if you spent 10 hours editing each one, now you have regrets because I worked so hard on these. But it turns out that even though you don't like Mario Maker 2, Mario Maker 1 just isn't of interest anymore. And you keep trying this with different games that you love until you find one that jives with what you love, and then also happens to be getting a lot of search and people are excited about it.
To go back to the original question a little bit, I experimented last month in making a video, which was my advice on starting a YouTube channel. And I just decided to make some bullet points and stand in front of camera and talk for a couple of hours. And I think it took me about 3 or 4 hours to make a 15-minute video. Now, usually when I'm including lots of B-roll and recording my screen, sound effects, to make a 15-minute video would probably take me about 8 to 10 hours. Mm-hmm. So it was just an experimentation in, can I hold an audience by just, I guess, being my authentic self and speaking to camera? And that video did really well. But I haven't found another idea on, follow up on. And I've gone back to my spending hours on end doing little bits of graphics and stuff. But it taught me something that maybe in the future, when I can think of more to camera pieces, I should not worry about not doing them because I sense my audience isn't going to be interested in it. You know, I tested something, it worked. I'm looking forward to the opportunity of testing it again.
So I want to tackle this one because I mentioned it earlier. Any more specific suggestions on being nonverbal in shorts? I will say that it has to depend on the type of content you make too. I mean, if you're a pet channel and you have adorable pets on your shorts, you don't have to try very hard. I mean, you really don't need to be commentating over that. I don't think most people would. But if you're, you know, I see your name is Affiliate Marketing Informant. Without looking at your channel, I don't think that's a cute pet channel. You know what I mean? I think you might have to work a little bit harder if you're trying to teach people about affiliate marketing. And this might come back to the question of, are shorts right for everybody? You know, and if you're struggling to get your shorts off the ground, you've tried commentating over them, things like that, you kind of got to wonder, is this type of content that I make right for this audience? Because shorts does appeal to a certain type of audience.
I want to do a quick fire round here. I
Sure.
don't know. Some of these might not even be questions, but I want a bit of fun. Twitch. Nah, YouTube. Hashtag question. Hashtag answer. Bro. And do you see it now? Why? What's going on here? What vidIQ? We're using this thumbnail? You're using our thumbnail as your channel icon?
They whipped up a channel pretty quick there.
All the power to you. No. Yes. If I put my house, is it allowed? I don't understand the question, but please don't put your house on anything. I would suggest there. And lastly,
great quick fire round.
Bro. Dan may do one of his little.
Oh, will I? Okay. Oh man, this is why your questions should be well thought, and please don't spam them.
Hello. Well, I've just encouraged people to spam now, haven't I, with a quick fire round.
What is this segment? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm asking.
Brazil, 5 World Cups. We should do like a word association. You know, like people just give us one word and then we say something that we think is associated to it. Anyway.
Oh, dang it! I saw one that I wanted to click on, and anyway, Rob ruined the Q&A. Sorry, everybody.
Have people abandoned like I did with creator versus country quiz?
Yeah, this is a public service announcement from XTeenyX.
Yeah. It's got to be pie for me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I prefer
trying
pie.
to find a question. I'm getting so distracted.
Please explain. What would you like me to explain? Here we go. Maybe Dan wants to talk about souffle. Tell us more about YouTube souffles.
We've been there, done that. Let's see.
See, this is what happens when we're not doing a quick fire round.
Yeah.
We just get like 20 seconds of silence.
I can't find a question now.
Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, was I supposed to load this? Should I do long video with content or a load of shorts? Oof. That's
I mean, can I say my favorite answer again?
Yeah, go on.
It depends. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Shorts, we've all been saying, is a great opportunity. We should be doing it. We should all be making shorts. Shorts. I love shorts, but I mean, if you're kind of like going back and forth on it, try it. It doesn't hurt to. I can speak from experience. I have a channel where I'm doing longs and I'm doing shorts, and you know, do my metrics look silly? Yes. Has it affected the performance of my channel? Absolutely not. My longs still get the views I expect them to get. My shorts are still chaotic and I never know what they're going to do. And try it out if you want to try it out. But I mean, don't get caught up in this trap of like asking for permission. Like, you know, try it out.
All right, Luna the Cameron. I think this relates back to a bit of a question that we were discussing earlier about when you first started on YouTube. My 2 best videos got 20 to 36 impressions, but 0 click-through rate. I've worked and it sucks so much, and I thought thumbnails and titles were good. So how do I improve click-through rate? So I think this is a good example of when somebody puts a lot of emotional attachment to a video, and then when it doesn't perform at all, it kind of crushes you in terms of enthusiasm and passion for YouTube. And so this is where I think quantity can be of use to a starting channel. Like, to be honest, 20 to 36 impressions is it's a tiny sample size on YouTube. So there's very little to go off there. And I would just try not to let this get you down right now and just continue to make more content, whatever that is, to keep experiencing the process of making a YouTube video. I mean, Dan, if you want to add anything here, I'd love you to. If maybe I'd just check the channel out in the background.
No, I'm doing what you're doing, and I'm checking out their channel. And I mean, there's a number of things I can see that could use some improvement. And we're not doing channel audits, but we do see this kind of question a lot, where it's like I'm doing everything I think I can. I'm doing everything to the best of my ability. And what I'll say, because if I were to pull up your channel now, I'd say, hey, your thumbnail has too much text or something like that, right? Well, instead, since it's not channel audit day, I can say this. You should take some of this time. You've obviously spent a lot of time on your content. You're very passionate about it, as Rob's pointed out, and I agree. I think you should spend more of that time honing your skills. Like, the thing people forget is that YouTube is something you have. It's a skill. Everything about it, making the videos, editing the videos, conceptualizing new ideas, making thumbnails, researching your titles. These are all skills that you develop. You won't be good at them just because we say, hey, you should make better thumbnails. You have to actually invest the time in learning Canva or Photoshop or whatever your favorite software is. And kind of, I would go so far as to say, take a course on like lynda.com or something about photo composition, like it all, it's a matter of how far you want to push it. But even people at the top of their game will probably tell you they could improve in one area or another, the same areas we tell people to improve on every single day.
Let's just quickly bring up the channel because I just want to point this out, right? Okay.
Right.
So you started out a month ago. You already have close to 100 subscribers in less than a month. We calculated, and it takes about at least 2 months to get 100 subscribers. So you're already ahead of the game. You have a couple of videos that already have 1,000 views. Some channels don't achieve that in their first year. You've made approximately one video a day, so your consistency is good. You already have 4,000 views. So there are already lots of things and achievements to celebrate here. Mm-hmm. So don't try and tie yourself up in that one disappointment of one video, which you thought did really well, should have done really well, didn't do very well, because that happens so often. You'll put hours of effort into a video and it doesn't get the traction you demand, you think it's entitled to get. And then you'll just throw something else out onto YouTube and it'll go kind of semi-viral for your channel. The mindset there is to say, oh, hang on, this video that I thought was really good, my audience and YouTube didn't react well to it, but this video that I didn't think was worth much value, my audience and YouTube did find value in it. So what I need to do is take all of that time, effort, and energy into that awesome video that didn't do anything and put it into this video that's working well on YouTube. And then I'm hopefully going to start to build an audience through that content.
Oh, I was going to say something great too, and I forgot what it was now.
Oh, sorry about that, Dan.
It was fantastic. It would have put a perfect bow on that whole conversation. I lost it.
It's not their YouTube, it's YouTube.
Well, it was all about what you were saying, and now
let's try this one. This is an interesting question. If I make a channel for a Canadian audience, is it illegal to virtually move to Canada using a VPN and state my channel is Canadian? So as far as I'm aware, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can change the location of your channel on YouTube. The question I would ask is, why do you want to do this? Because if you think it's going to mean more Canadians watch your content, I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. It feels like one of these hacks that you may have heard about somewhere, that if you set your channel to Canadian, then more Canadians are going to watch it. I mean, you'll often find that many UK channels have a huge audience from the US, just because there's more English speaking people in the US who can watch their content. So I don't think you really need to worry about any of this stuff in terms of where your channel should be located. In the one caveat I will add is that when you monetize your channel, it will give you the terms of service for monetization depending on where you set your country location. Like I know for vidIQ, we had our country set to Russian, but I think I needed to set it back to the US to make sure that first of all I could read the terms of service because we're all in Russian, and so that we could make sure that our channel, which is US based, even though it serves a Russian audience, agreed to the right terms of service.
Mm-hmm. I do remember what I was going to say, by the way.
About this other thing that's it's gone now. Go on then.
More in general, if you're somebody who's struggling with thumbnails, trying to learn or whatever it is, join our Discord. I don't know if it's pinned right now or not, but join the vidIQ Discord server because we have a thumbnail room, and people, if you post your thumbnail in there, give you advice, and you can kind of do some pre-video A/B testing a little bit. You try a couple different thumbnails out, see what people have to say, adapt to their advice, and go from there.
Somebody just mentioned something about monetization and reuse content, and I was going to maybe bring it up, but it's just
this one,
Mr. V. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you an answer to this because I didn't properly read the question. So now I'm going to read the question.
I got excited.
I'm not getting monetized because of reuse content, but I can't edit the video because it's more than 100,000 views. Any idea how I can put a voice over or something? So you can't edit, but you can't add stuff to a video that already exists on YouTube. The one thing you might be able to do is through the YouTube video editor is strip out the current music and add music from the audio library. But I don't know what the reuse content refers to. I don't know if it's through existing video content or existing audio content. But I think ultimately, let this be a lesson to everybody not to try and make as original content as possible, because then you will avoid this trap or danger. Again, I'm making some, I guess, wild accusations. The reason why this video perhaps got hundreds of thousands of views is because it was high quality content from another source. But again, I could be wrong about that. So in terms of answering this question, Mr. V, you can't really do anything about the existing video that's got all of these views. I think it's an obvious reason why your channel might not be monetized, because it's similar to the copyright claim question that I try and tackle. If somebody asks me, if I have, let's say I get 4,000 hours of watch time, but I have this one video that contributes 2,500 hours worth of watch time, but it's got a copyright claim on it. Will that impact my ability to monetize? And the answer is, I don't know, but look at it from YouTube's point of view. Your success comes from copyrighted content, which YouTube can already monetize anyway. So what is the value in allowing you into the YouTube Partner Program if you're potentially just going to do this again, where you, the creator, are never going to financially benefit from it anyway? It kind of feels like an incomplete answer a little bit, but
well,
yeah.
Even if it doesn't apply to this creator, we've seen a lot of people like ripping shorts off of TikTok and other platforms, and they're not their content. And I always kind of wonder, like, why would you waste your time doing that? You can't monetize this content. It's not your original content. And all that's going to happen is eventually you're going to get caught. Eventually you're going to get the channel banned from YouTube. So I really don't understand those folks who kind of rip off content. And I'm not accusing this person of doing that. It just kind of brought me to that headspace.
So I'm just looking at the video in the background. Okay. Again, I think most of your views are coming from 3 most famous divers' deaths, and unless you yourself are a diving journalist, how did you get all of this footage? Mm-hmm. If it was got from other sources, well, then it's reused content. And yes, there may be other channels that get away with this, but again, we're always going to go back to you and your journey on YouTube. It's not their tube. I'm starting to borrow this not from Dan now. It's your YouTube. And you would hope that ultimately YouTube find all of these bad actors who are copying content from others and trying to profit from it. But because of the scale of YouTube, it's not going to happen to everybody. But when it happens to you, you kind of feel as if it's some personal vendetta against you. And it's not really, it's just YouTube trying to protect the platform for the majority of creators and viewers.
I mean, if you had gone on camera and talked about this and then just use like a couple of screenshots from the content and rather than reuse the whole video, that would have probably fallen under fair use. And then you could have done more with it. So, I mean, making original content could be your take on a situation rather than simply taking footage from somewhere else and just putting it out there.
Yeah, and also what I see is that it looks as if you may have added some text, like almost like subtitles to what's happening. Is that transformative enough? Possibly not. Yeah. Also, it's quite a sensitive subject here that you're covering, like how famous divers have died. Is that going up against the community guidelines of death and tragic events, which is one of the community guidelines? That may mean that you can put the content on YouTube, but it's a very gray area when it comes to actually monetizing it. That was a big in-depth attempt to answer that question. I hope. I know, Mr. V, that's probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but I'm hoping that it helps educate other creators who have been thinking about maybe trying to take the shortcut and borrowing other people's content. Oh, Dan's cat's arrived. Hello, Dan's cat.
Yes, hello. Let's see here. Someone is asking a question that I'm trying to click on, but the cat is standing on my mouse. Let me scroll up here. Okay, don't bite me. She thinks I'm coming after her when I grab the mouse. All right. What is the fastest way to get watch hours when you have a YouTube Shorts channel? I have enough subscribers, but I don't have enough watch hours. What we're referring to here probably is the partner program. So you can get 1,000 subscribers as a Shorts channel, but the watch time hours you get from the Short shelf do not count towards the watch time hours you need to enter the partnership program. I've been teasing my secret Shorts channel for a bit, and I'm trying to decide how I'm going to go about this for myself because I have a couple ideas. I could either just add long form content to the mix and hope that some of those folks who have subscribed from the short content return, but we've seen that time and time again. They probably won't. So it would kind of be like starting over again, my YouTube journey on that channel. Right now I'm trying to rank long form content. I'm doing it the traditional way, making 5-minute videos with really awesome thumbnails and all that fun stuff. The other way you could do it is do a live stream, which can get you tons of watch time hours because what's the math here, Rob? 173 people watching us right now. Every minute they're giving us how much?
Almost 3 hours. No. Yes. Well, 2 hours, 45 minutes roughly per minute.
So if you've amassed such a reach on your Shorts channel that you're fortunate enough to get a concurrent viewership of like 20, 30 people, and you do a few live streams every week, you could see that watch time tick up. These are strategies I'm considering trying. I just don't know how serious I'm going to take this fun little channel I've made. Maybe a video to follow on that one day. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I guess the easiest way to do this very quickly is to take your shorts and turn them into a 2 or 3 minute compilation video. That's going to very quickly give you some long form content. As to whether anybody watches that content because of that curious conundrum of getting subscribers from shorts or watch long form content is an entirely different question. I think if we step back a little bit here, because I've just finished a video that's coming out tomorrow, which is a little bit how YouTube is, it feels as if they're trying to take the small bits and pieces of monetization away from YouTube Shorts even more, in that now, if you're on the mobile app, you'll see on the subs feed, instead of a timestamp, you'll see the Shorts icon. And then when you tap on that video, it throws you into the Shorts player, whereas we know you don't get any monetization credit for that. I think, but this is just a guess, I think that ultimately what YouTube wants is to detect any short video, and no matter where you engage that video, at least on the mobile app, whether it be through the Explore tab or through a channel page, etc., it wants to throw you into the Shorts player. Do you know what I mean, Dan? Like sometimes you can watch some of your videos as a regular video and then you might be able to monetize it. I think YouTube wants to get rid of that completely. Now, I could be wrong, but irrespective of all of that, I think, and this again is my prediction, I think by the end of 2021, and so still a long way to go here, I think YouTube are going to figure out the monetization mechanism for YouTube Shorts, which might be completely independent from the normal YouTube partner program. It may be like a Shorts partner program, because ultimately everybody's financially losing from Shorts right now. Nobody can really make any money off of it, including YouTube themselves. Remember, they've probably put a ton of money into R&D and hours into getting this platform out there, but they needed to do it to compete with TikTok. And creators now have an expectation of being paid for their content eventually. Right now, this is a land grab for organic reach, to reach potentially millions of people very quickly. But ultimately, people want to get paid for this. And I think YouTube have to make that feasible within 12 months, or creators will just say, I'm not making videos for free anymore. I'm going to go back to long form content where I can make it sustainable. Yep. I love that answer. That sounded like a really prepared answer.
It wasn't though, was it?
Well, it kind of was, because I spent a few hours making a video about it yesterday, so it was kind of fresh in my head.
Well, it was very well rehearsed, and we didn't rehearse that.
If I was going to add something else, Shorts videos, take a look at Carbon Gaming. We audited his channel yesterday, and he's kind of successfully merging Shorts and long form content. However, he already did have some success in long form content before starting to make Shorts, but Shorts has exploded his channel to the next level.
Yeah.
I just saw a note, by the way. Somebody said the coupon's not working. I assume they're talking about the 30-day free coupon. If it's not working for any reason, do please contact support@vidIQ.com, and we'll make sure that discount is applied.
I'm pretty sure you have to be a new user. You can't have used it before.
Yeah, new customers only, of course. But that should be in the, I think that's in the description. But if you are having problems with a coupon, just let us know at support@vidIQ.com, because we do want to make sure that you get your free access.
Yes, please let us know.
Quick fire round, summer or winter? I'm going to go for spring.
Winter.
vidIQ is awesome. I disagree.
Whoa.
Well, it's got a capital V at the start, so that's not the legitimate vidIQ.
I see.
I think
they're imposters.
Help! I need somebody. Not just anybody.
Oh my god. I hate this segment.
All right, Dan, I'm going to throw some at you now. There we go. So you've got to answer these.
Average view duration or watch time shorts. Wait a minute. Or watch time shorts. What are watch time shorts?
All right. Thank you for that answer.
All righty.
Answer this one.
I'm sorry. Oh, because you spelled the name wrong. It's okay. I forgive you. I don't know about Rob, though. He's pretty mad.
We got this one here.
Who would fight? Rob.
And
I would let him. Well, hello, Red Block.
There we go. There we go. Thank you, Dan H, for that one. And Mob One. I want you to, so what I want you to do on this live stream, I want you to go down to the timeline, and you see there's a little red dot there. Click on that and drag it back about an hour, and you'll see us talking at length about that new tool and how excited we are. All right, Dan, I'm going to let you get back in control of the comments there, because I was just bringing up all kinds of stuff.
Well, just to play along here. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Will we? Should we? Are we?
We're certainly capable people.
Well, that's debatable.
Let's not get carried away. This is kind of an interesting one. I don't know the answer to it, but it's just an intriguing question.
Oh, yeah, I saw this person's. I wanted to try and pronounce his surname. So give me a rating out of 10 how well I pronounce your name. Paul Demetritou. Yeah, that's what
I liked it. Do shorts perform the same when put in playlists? I have a channel that does very well in shorts, and they also get views from browse and suggested. I want to organize shorts in lists. I think we should do some testing on our own. I've been putting my shorts in like a shorts playlist just in case anyone wants to watch them all together, but I don't have any faith in it. I don't think it's really going to rank anywhere, but I haven't really delved into this.
I don't. So again, going back to the logic of how shorts are going to operate, I don't think YouTube really wants them being consumed as playlists, at least in the shorts player. Because I think when it comes to short content, there's a different intent. Like if you're going on to YouTube to watch long form content, you probably want to check out your favorite channels, or you're trying to get an answer to a question and you'll watch 4 or 5 videos at most, and then you might watch something that's sort of related or move on to a different topic. I think with YouTube Shorts, you're wanting something different almost like every video, aren't you? You want to see a prank, then you want to see maybe like a touching story, and then something from things you didn't know that you needed from Amazon. Like you're just trying to consume. It's almost like you're pressing the up or down on a remote of your on your remote control to see something new, changing channel hopping. So if you're going to be putting videos in playlists, they're going to be consumed outside of YouTube Shorts. They're going to be watched as regular long form content, even if it's a short video. So yeah, I would still recommend putting them in playlists to test, but I don't know what the results are going to be in the long term.
If you add the short shelf to your channel, that is probably the way YouTube would like to see people using playlists. Yeah. And that's this little shelf right here where you have to add it yourself. It might be on by default nowadays for a new channel, because I feel like with mine it was, but you put it at the very top of all your other lists, and this will show up on mobile only. And if I hit one of these right now, it's going to actually work like the short shelf, except I'm locked into vidIQ's shorts channel, so I'm going to see all their shorts. You know, what you're probably referring to is for the average viewer out there on YouTube itself. And yeah, that's what Rob said, basically. I
just don't think somebody wants to watch. I mean, Paul, ask this question yourself. Do you think you want to watch 30 shorts about a similar topic in a short space of time? I think the answer is no. I think you want to consume one piece of content which has a lot more meat to it, and then move on to something else. But I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong.
It's the kind of the mentality of someone sitting down at their computer to watch some YouTube versus just being on their phone and looking for a cheap laugh, you know? And they're going to go straight to the short shelf. They're not going to be looking for a playlist of someone's shorts. And the folks sitting at their computer are probably looking for some in-depth answers to things. And depending on what kind of shorts you're making, yeah, it really just is about the audience they're catering to.
Okay, let's see what else we've got here.
Here we go.
I wasn't supposed to click on that one. Thai computer's frozen now, right? Oh, where's that gone now? Somebody asked a good question about shorts. It was something like if I edit my short on a desktop computer and then upload it, does it count as a short? Or will it be seen in a short shelf? And as of now, as long as the video fits the criteria for it to be a shorts, that being less than 60 seconds and at least square or thinner, then you could upload it from an iPhone, you could put it through Adobe Premiere, you could do a Hollywood movie production. As long as it's in that format, it will be accepted as a short. I don't know if that's going to be the same in the future. I still kind of feel as if YouTube may own it now, but they wouldn't know, would they? Because if YouTube only allowed shorts through the Shorts camera app, then you wouldn't see the most popular type of shorts video on Shorts anymore, which is Minecraft content.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that'll go anywhere. It's too popular to make them from your desktop. I make all my shorts from desktop.
Yeah, I do too.
I wouldn't know how to make them on a phone, honestly. Let's see. Oh, I found that question too. It is what you said. Wait a minute. Will it not be added to the shorts pool if the aspect ratio gets changed? So I don't know what you're using to edit, but you literally have to tell your video editor the aspect ratio is
correct.
This. It's going to be in your like sequence settings if you're in Premiere. And what I do is I literally, if I'm making a square short and let's say it's 1920 by 1080, I'll just literally change the 1920 to 1080 by 1080 and suddenly the frame changes to square. So when I upload it, there's no doubt it is a square video. It was created as a square video. You can't render it and then while you're in the rendering settings, just flip flop them, into vertical. It doesn't work like that. So you really got to make sure you're using a video editor that can support the changing of the actual frame you're editing in.
This is an interesting question. Dan, can you just read this out while I try and quickly find an answer?
I make videos about online gambling. I can't find in the monetization tab which rule this breaks, but when I tick no rules broken, YouTube demonetized my content anyway. Should I appeal?
Yeah, so I'm guessing this is where when you monetize your contents. Actually, we should to demo this. All right, let me see if I can quickly demo what this chap is talking about. Or this chap-ess. I would need to switch. Sorry, this is really boring stuff to watch me look back and forth on my screens while I get to the right screen.
We have a lot of screens.
Let's do that. Right. So add to stream. So I think what this person's meaning is if, oh no, I don't know if you can do it at this point.
Turn monetization on and it'll ask you. At least when
there we go. Right.
Yeah.
So I think he's meaning this part where you have all of these points about if perhaps the video is not monetizable. So let's try and find something which is going to force that to happen. Raw footage of violent law enforcement. So that might have limited ads. Is there anything that's going to get me in the red zone? I'm not sure if there is. Shocking content. Oh, blimey, I'm adding all things to this video now. Well, anyway, so I think what this person's saying is they're going through this list. Adult content. Well, I can't restrict my video. Anyway, I think what this creator's saying is that they're going through this list and they're not necessarily finding anything about gambling per se. I don't know what the current rules are on gambling, but I do know we've audited like casino channels and poker channels on the live streams before. So I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the content. I guess if you've 100% checked through YouTube's monetization policy guidelines and you cannot find fault, then it might be one of these false positives. I know there was a news story a year or two ago where randomly YouTube started demonetizing gambling channels, and I think they learned that it was wrong. They'd made a mistake and they fixed it. Now, this is one of these things where I'm not. I don't want to give you legal advice. This is a disclaimer. As I say, it sounds like you can appeal, and I don't think you're going to get any penalty for appealing. But if you've done this multiple times and you've been rejected, then you're likely to get the same answer. If this is your first time, and as I say, if you are 100% certain you don't think you've broken the community guidelines, then yeah, it may be something to appeal for. And the last thing I could think about is if you're in the YouTube Partner Program, you should now see a comments icon in the top right-hand corner of the YouTube Studio that allows you online support. You could maybe try and ask through that section before you appeal. However, I will stress that you often just get vague answers and they'll point you to the community guidelines and when you'll have to appeal again. But that might be another avenue you want to investigate. Sorry, Dan, I'll talk a long time there if you want to go up.
No, everything you said is completely accurate. But I looked at the channel and I can see why this content was flagged. I don't have a specific answer for you, but I encourage you to do some Googling here. So the content in question is about CSGO gambling, which is a video game. And there was a massive situation just a few years ago with Twitch streamers and or YouTubers, I can't remember which, where they were using this and they were, I think they made a ton of money or something, and it was all very nefarious, and it was a huge situation. If you start Googling, you'll find it very quickly, I'm sure. And that will probably, in your particular situation, give you your answers to why this was pulled. I think it might have been, my personal opinion here, YouTube might just be staying away from all of the CSGO gambling content, no matter what context it's in. But I don't know that. I would just start doing some research.
Yeah. So I guess the next question is, who is your intended target audience? And if it is perhaps people who are under the age to gamble, that might be another reason as well.
Other content you're making though is getting a lot of views, and you're doing a lot of cool stuff on here. Although it is a variety channel, you're doing a lot of really interesting stuff. It looks like you just kind of tried the CS:GO gambling thing, and now you're noticing it's getting demonetized. That certainly isn't. I don't think it's a black mark on your channel or anything. So if you leave it up the way it is, you're probably fine. But before you appeal it, do some searching, look up that situation, because it was a very big news story, and you'll probably have your answer.
Nobes, how to best capitalize on a video that's blowing up and keep momentum going. This is so simple. Do follow-up content, or as we say, this is like a gambling phrase, really. But you see these poker chips, right? You wanna double down with some more poker chips on that topic that you're talking about. So this could be like we looked at a channel very recently, which was why is my screen being checked?
Because I'm showing you. This is the perfect example.
Oh, right, okay, right. So, go on then, Dan. Oh, I need to control it, right?
No, I still wanted to hear what you were going to say, but
yeah, I've lost my train of thought now. So earlier on, we were talking about this channel that was doing characters versus characters in Clash of Clans, and that seemed to be their niche. So it was basically following up on more characters versus characters in that particular niche to be successful. So, Dan, are you talking about the How to Start a Gaming channel one? Is that where we're going? All right. Yeah. So. Let's do this, show all, and then sort by views. So before Dan arrived here at vidIQ, I made a video about how to start a gaming channel today, and that was in 2018, as you can see, and it has 1 million views almost.
Almost,
yeah. I know where you're going with that, Dan. So if I sort by a lifetime, you can see that it's just been super consistent, super nice. Well done, Rob. You did a good job there. However, I'm not per se a gaming expert. So because this is evergreen content, we knew that if we made another video, it might be successful. So Dan's first video on the channel was how to start a YouTube gaming channel in 2020. Yes, I know we're just changing the year, but there's new information in there because it went from me to Dan's expertise. And that video did even better. We'll sort by lifetime. And as you will see, it was just, I mean, you always know you're onto a good thing where in the first day, the video gets X number of views. And then like 2 months later, it's doing twice as well as that. Like that's super evergreen content. It's done beautiful, very nice. We're at the end of 2020. Dan, have you got anything else to add to this conversation? Yes, I do. Let's do another gaming video, 2021, new information, what Dan's learned, and it's doing exactly the same thing. Beautiful, 5,000, 3,000 views a day. We'll take that to the bank with all of that YouTube search. And if we do a search on YouTube, fingers crossed, look. This may be a little skewed to my viewing preferences, but I'm pretty sure that these two videos are at the top of the search rankings or near the top for how to start a gaming channel. And we've leveraged that like this. So these were like our master super successful videos. But then I said to Dan, well, how can we take this a little bit deeper and further? So you also made a video about how to start a gaming channel the right way, you know, playing 1 game or 2 games on your channel. 99,000 views. Remember this one, Dan, which we were struggling with a little while ago. And we said, well, let's just change the title. And to be honest, what we literally did, because I think this one was before how to start a gaming channel for free. We requisitioned the title of this video, I think, and just used it on ours. The content is similar. Don't get me wrong. I admit that we kind of just jumped on the bandwagon a little there. But that video has picked up traction as well, because the content's good. And this one that we made last week, and we're hoping it's going to turn into evergreen content, which is how to set up a gaming channel, is also doing well. And look, Dan, you're everywhere. You are everywhere. Oh, there you are again. There we are. So what we've done in this space is, can you believe it? How to start a gaming channel. The top creator, weirdly, in that space is vidIQ. And that's thanks to Dan mostly for his work over the last couple of years. So, Nobes, does that answer your question in any way, shape, or form?
Just to give this person something a little specific, I know we're getting this habit of looking at channels when they ask these questions, because we're just curious. The video in question it has 77,000 views, and it's the craziest glitch in Spider-Man Miles Morales. So, two directions you could take that. You could either do more Spider-Man Miles Morales glitches.
Yeah.
Or you could cover glitches in some of these other games that you're playing. It looks like you do a lot of content in Spider-Man Miles Morales, so it may not be hard for you to come up with some more. I know there's only so many glitches out there that you may know of. That's when you might start researching glitches other people have found, and you can take your own spin on those.
Yeah.
Bring your own personality to them. I'm not saying rip them off or copy them, but we just showed you how we jumped on the bandwagon a little bit, and we brought our voice to that conversation. So just some ways you can double down on that quickly. And if you stop playing Miles Morales and you move on to another game,
let's just riff on this. So the video ideas are: you got the craziest glitch right now. You could potentially make this into the top 5 craziest glitches. So you include that one again as like your lead headline. Because remember, you're not going to hit exactly the same audience again. You're going to reach a new audience, hopefully, who may encounter this new glitch for the first time. And anybody who's already seen this craziest glitch, well, you've got more things to add to that. So that might cover that game. You might want to find like the craziest secret items. So it might be that the craziest blank in Spider-Man Miles Morales is your touch point with your audience. So you can play around with that idea as much as you want. The natural progression from there may be to have a look at the original Spider-Man. Now, yes, it's an older game, so how you might want to combine it with your current content is like the craziest glitches, Spider-Man versus Spider-Man Miles Morales. So you're kind of getting the linkage somewhere. And then, as Dan says, if you're now recognized as the craziest glitch identifier in games, find something similar to Spider-Man in another game and test that with your audience. And also, you probably want to be thinking about YouTube Shorts as well, because you could probably... Oh, you already have done with some of these. You've done a Mario short.
Great thumbnail, too. I know you guys can't see it, but it's...
Yeah, it's great.
It's a fantastic thumbnail. You didn't copy the text of the title in it. In fact, the text is 820,000 feet. You know, that shock value. If you're going to put any text at all, that's the way to do it. You're doing a lot of things right. Very, very encouraging. So congrats on 1,000 subscribers, which should be coming for you pretty soon.
That brings us up to the top of the hour, I think, Dan.
Hey.
Look
at that.
2 hours of 90 minutes of Q&A again. Rate us out of 10. Did you find our answers helpful? And once again, if it's anything below 5 out of 10, you will be putting time out.
So don't forget to check out the vidIQ mobile app on your favorite app store, either iOS or Android. And try it today. Let us know. Give us some feedback. I mentioned this earlier. Go into our Discord. And if there's anything as a creator you feel like you would really benefit from that vidIQ does for you on desktop, but it doesn't do for you on mobile, I mean, that'd be a great place to go and say, hey, like I was using the app and XYZ. Another thing while you're in the Discord, if you're making thumbnails for yourself, if you're thinking about testing out some different SEO tactics, bring that to the community. Ask your questions. People in there are very knowledgeable. And if you have expertise you want to share, join in the conversation and answer some questions yourself. It's a very active and thriving community. And the final bit of self-promo is that you can get vidIQ unlocked completely for 30 days for free. If you haven't done so already, use the coupon code in the description below and get yourself all the different fancy tools we have here at vidIQ. We do this every week where we kind of show you 1 or 2 tools, take you through it, and answer your questions. So we'll be back again next week. Look at your clocks, subtract 2 hours from it, and then join us that day, or join us on Wednesday at that time.
I just want to say I put Blair's Wave in timeout. You think you're funny, do you? Yeah.
You said you would do it.
I did.
You warned him.
I give credit to all of the people who gave me 9 out of 10. Because obviously we can always do better. There we go. So hey Jam Dam TV, you're right. We were good, but we were not that good, and we will do better next week.
I give your name a 7 out of 10, but your logo a 10 out of 10.
Oh, so the logo can't get any better. All right then.
I really like the logo, but I can't pronounce the name. Hey Jam Dan.
Say that fast 10 times.
Yeah, my name's in it, so I guess I should be a little more favorable.
Now, look, somebody thinks they're really funny here, so they've given us 420 as a rating. McNoobs.
Yeah, I would view that as 4.2. My finger's
dangling over the timeout button right here.
Yeah, they just forgot the little decimal. It's 4.2.
Yeah,
it's pretty messed up.
All right, shall we go? I need to I need to break character, Dan.
Yeah, I do too. I'm very thirsty.
That's an in-joke. We may start using that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go break character. See you guys later. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for being here. See y'all next time.
It means going to the toilet.